Alright, day 23. Day 22 back there. From Genesis to Revelation. So, sorry this is a little bit later than normal, but had a lot of things going on today, so wanted to talk about day 23, which is There is a Riot Going On by Sly and the Family Stone. This one came out in 1971, and really it took a long time for this album to come out. 1969, of course, that Stand, which is an awesome album. If you're not really into Sly and the Family Stone, it's a good place to start, I would say, in my opinion. But really there was a kind of a down period between the band. In the actual discography, the way it goes is there's Stand, and then there's the Greatest Hits album, which is sort of released to kind of give the band a little bit more time before this came out. But the bands really started kind of spiraling out of control, kind of the original lineup, or that's, the lineup at that time, which for the most part was the same people that had been in the band the whole time. But namely the drummer is really replaced with a drum machine on this album for most of it, so it's kind of definitely an interesting sort of kind of turn for the band. But you can kind of tell there's taking a lot of influences kind of from what Miles Davis and even what James Brown were kind of putting out at the time. Really with sort of just some of the tracks on here, like Family Affair, just are great, well-known tracks. Like, you may know that song, but you may not know Sly and the Family Stone sang it. Of course, Thank You for Talking to Me, Africa, which is sort of thank you for letting me be myself. Of course, the crazy spelling with it. Love and Hate, also Spaced Cowboy, just absolutely love that song. But this is a really cool album, and I think this is kind of, Sly and the Family Stone put out, I think, 2 more albums after this. But I think really this one, is kind of the started the downward spiral. And this album really plays a lot like, I think the initial response really wasn't as good as it was like when this first came out. From what I've read, the production on it is pretty murky, sort of like an Exile on Main Street kind of thing. So a lot of the lyrics are kind of buried in the mix, and I think just the way it was recorded, it's not really the conventional sort of pop songs. It was kind of took a little deeper step into funk music and things like that. You can really kind of understand where bands like Parliament Funkadelic or Funkadelic, of course, that kind of where that they sort of, you could tell that they were definitely listening to these albums and what Sly had to say. So, but it was sort of a very dark period for Sly Stone specifically. He's really getting involved in drugs and just kind of was really going off the deep end at this point. So it's kind of sad in a way, but sometimes it's those type of situations bring great music. But if you think about it, from 69 to 71, which is between Stand and this album, 2 years in the late 60s, that was a long time to go without an album. And you can tell that, especially with the Greatest Hits, that the record company was just definitely buying time for the band. The inside, of course, this is what sort of the reissue, later reissues will be, sort of like the inside part of this here, kind of like split right down the middle. And pretty cool back cover on it, kind of a collage. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on, part of the Gettysburg Address there. And that's Sly's Pitbull right there, so definitely a really cool album. If you have a chance to pick this up, I'd say this one and Stand, I think, are definitely essentials. I just was listening to this and looking at it, just, man, I needed definitely a new copy here. It's like the grooves have that kind of that gray haze on it, you know what I mean? Like after you've played it for quite a long time and kind of played it out. But this is really cool because it has this insert that you don't really see that often. There's a riot going on, lyric sheet on the back, so very cool stuff. So thanks everybody for watching and kind of bearing with me. I know today was kind of a later day with everything, but it is what it is. So I'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye now.